The observation deck of the Meridian hummed with the soft pulse of the ship's engines as Commander Elena Vasquez stared at the holographic display floating between her and Dr. Marcus Webb. The image rotated slowly, a creature they discovered on Kepler 442b, all sinew and teeth, frozen mid-leap in a moment of lethal grace. Its apex, Marcus insisted, adjusting his glasses as he circled the projection. Look at those neural clusters. The cranial capacity alone suggests sophisticated pack coordination. This isn't some mindless killing machine, it's strategic, hierarchical. Elena crossed her arms, her jaw tight. Strategic doesn't mean trainable. You're looking at this through the lens of Earth biology, Marcus. These things evolved in a methane-rich atmosphere with gravity 20% heavier than home. Their aggression response is hardwired differently. Every predator has a hierarchy, Marcus countered. Lions, wolves, even prehistoric raptors. Where there's structure, there's the possibility of communication. Of control. Or exploitation, Elena shot back. You want to talk about hierarchy? Let's talk about what happens when humans try to impose their will on something that doesn't understand the concept of submission. The tension in the room thickened. They'd been having variations of this argument for 3 days, ever since the landing team returned with footage of the creatures hunting in coordinated waves across the Crimson Plains. The Interstellar Ecology Board wanted recommendations. Fast. Lieutenant Kira Okonkwo looked up from her console, her dark eyes flickering between the two senior officers. Permission to speak, Commander. Elena nodded curtly. What if we're asking the wrong question? Kira stood, her fingers dancing across her wrist terminal. A second hologram materialized, behavioral data from the past 72 hours. We've been so focused on whether we can train them that we haven't asked whether they've already been trained. Marcus frowned. Trained? By whom? That's what bothers me. Kira expanded the data stream. Their hunting patterns aren't just coordinated, they're too coordinated. Watch this. She replayed footage of a hunt, slowing it down frame by frame. See how the flankers move. They're not reacting to the prey. They're reacting to a signal we can't detect. Radio frequency, pheromones, something. Elena leaned forward, her irritation shifting to focused intensity. You think something else is controlling them? Or directing them, Kira said carefully. The ruins we found in the northern hemisphere, we assumed they were ancient, abandoned. But what if they're not abandoned? What if this entire ecosystem is managed? The implications hung in the air like a held breath. Marcus's confidence wavered. A managed biosphere would explain the unusual population distribution. No overhunting, perfect territorial balance. Which brings us back to my original question, Elena said, her voice quieter now. Trained or wild ones? If they're trained, Marcus said slowly, then interfering with them could be seen as an act of aggression by whoever's doing the training. We'd be poaching in someone else's game preserve. And if they're wild, Kira added, but living in a managed ecosystem, then trying to train them ourselves disrupts a balance we don't understand. Elena turned away from the hologram, looking out through the observation window at the alien world below. Kepler 442b rotated slowly, its red continents and purple seas beautiful and utterly foreign. Somewhere down there, those creatures were hunting, following patterns laid down by instinct or instruction, and humanity had no idea which. Draft 2 reports, she finally said. One for each scenario. And Kira, keep monitoring those ruins. If something down there is watching those predators, I want to know about it before we make first contact the hard way. Marcus exhaled slowly. You think we're being watched? Elena's reflection in the viewport showed a grim smile. I think the real predators are the ones who know they're being observed and don't care. Let's hope we figure out which category we fall into before we find out which one they do. The hologram continued to rotate between them, the frozen creature's eyes seeming to follow their every move, waiting for an answer to a question they were only beginning to understand how to ask.